Hey guys, a quick review of this down jacket I got last year, the Cumulus Incredilite Endurance. Cumulus is actually kind of an interesting brand to me. You see, in the States, you have a ton of these cottage companies specializing in lightweight hiking gear, while in Europe, they are far and in between. But the one company that always seems to come up when someone online asks for recommendations on sleeping bags, quilts, down jackets, is Cumulus. They hail from Poland and they are best known for their excellent down products. So as I was looking for a warmer down jacket, I checked their website because they don't have a retail presence as far as I know, and I settled on the Incredilite Endurance. I already own a thinner down jacket, so I was looking for something a bit more substantial. They have a whole collection of jackets, all the way down from 45 grams of downfill and all the way up to 255 grams. And the Incredilite is a bit in the middle with 140 grams of downfill. That is a good deal more than the 80 grams in my other jacket, and it's a difference that you feel right away. A luxury really, but of course the kind of luxury that turns into a necessity when it gets cold enough. The coldest I've been in this jacket is, I think, -8 degrees Celsius, that's -17 Fahrenheit. Anything above 5 degrees, this jacket's probably gonna be too warm, but for colder evenings, in the shoulder seasons, and in winter, in much of Europe, it certainly hits the spot. You get plenty of tools to make sure that warmth doesn't escape. You can cinch everything down as you'd expect. Cuffs are fastened with Velcro. Not the most on-trend look perhaps, but definitely great for use with the gloves. One thing that I really love is the weight of this jacket, just 380 grams in the large size, 360 in the medium. And the reason this matters to me is because a down jacket is just something that's gonna be in my backpack when hiking most of the time. It's something that you really only wear in camp, mornings, evenings, maybe on longer breaks, and so it can be tempting to just skimp on it, leave it at home when the weather looks like it's probably going to be okay. Except there are very few things that add more luxury to a hike than a good down jacket. Just knowing that you'll be toasty warm even if there's no fire. Maybe you're wild camping, you don't want any noticed. Also, having an easy way to make your sleep system warmer. Adding some loft, some extra heights to your pillow. Those are all very real quality of life upgrades. And if I have a down jacket that's light enough, I can just bring it along while keeping the weight of my pack manageable. So that is worth a down payment to me. And it's not even that I absolutely want to have the lowest possible base weight. It's just that I bring a fair amount of camera gear on hikes to make these videos, and I just want to offset that to keep things fun. And different people have different reasons for going lighter, for even going ultralight. Just know that the weight reduction here is real, and it doesn't seem like they made any big sacrifices to keep that weight down. There is no super flimsy zipper. There is certainly no lack of pockets, quite the contrary, in fact. It's true that the fabrics are very thin, so I would be kind of nervous taking this into a very dense forest or any situation where there's lots of opportunity for snagging. I also do not wear this around the fire or very close to the fire if I can help it. I actually have a dedicated old down fire jacket. Smells of 100 fiery evenings and spilled beer. It's a beautiful thing. Another thing that this Incredilite Endurance brings to the table, by the way, is protection against moisture, not spilled beer in particular, mind you, but rain, sleet, snow, condensation, sweat, and that figures because moisture is really kind of the kryptonite of every down product. When it gets wet, it loses its loft, it stops being able to trap air, and that can turn it from a light and warm jacket into a cold and heavier jacket that takes ages to dry. So this protection is very real, it's very welcome, and it's twofold. The shell and the liner are made from Pertex Quantum Pro, and that is a high-end windproof fabric with a durable water repellent coating, and that should go a long way to ensure that the down in the jacket stays dry. But on top of that, the jacket is also filled with a specially treated hydrophobic down that should be a lot more resistant to the effects of moisture than regular down is. Now, hearing expensive words like water repellent coatings and hydrophobic down, you'd be forgiven for thinking, well, that's awesome because that means that I can leave my rain jacket at home and save even more weight. Unfortunately, that's not really how it works, because A, you will need rain protection while hiking, and a down jacket is just gonna be too warm to do that on the trail, and B, and this is kind of important, the rain protection in this jacket, as I understand it, serves to keep the down dry rather than keep you dry. I took this for a walk into medium rain, and it took about half an hour before I got wet spots on my clothes, particularly around the belly button where the zipper and the pockets come together. So it's important to note that this is not a rain jacket, but if you have to take a down jacket into wet conditions, then yeah, sure, you can definitely do a lot worse than the Incredilite Endurance. So I'm a happy camper. Mostly the only thing that I'm not completely sold on is the fit, and I'll say right away that this is probably my own fault. You see, I'm usually a size medium in US brands and a size large in European brands. And I read and watched a couple of reviews where this jacket was described as a slim fit, and that's indeed what I was aiming for. I wanted something roomy enough to wear over a base layer and a fleece and still move freely, and slim enough to be as light as possible and to work well underneath a rain shell. And then I saw this guy wearing a size large on Cumulus's website, and I figured, well, he's a bit shorter than I am, and he doesn't look like he drinks 4 protein shakes for breakfast, so that's all I need to know. I'll go with a large. But this frankly is a bit on the roomy side. I like the length, the arms are fine, but I feel I could fit a pillow under here. Again, I should have just measured and contacted Cumulus support, because I hear they have that small biz vibes customer support that we all love. Okay, any negatives other than me being the wrong body size? Not really. Well, maybe this zipper could have been sewn a bit straighter, and if I remember correctly, Cumulus's prices have gone up quite a bit in recent years, so they're no longer the high-end budget option that they once were. But you do get what you pay for, so that is fair. There is some stuff that I could personally have done without, like the double slider on the zipper, or the oversized hood so you can wear it over a helmet, but I do know that for some people those will be key features, so I can definitely understand why Cumulus has added them. Okay, rounding up, as always with pricey ultralight gear, you have to care for the weight of this jacket for it to be on your list, even if you're the kind of person who has all of the monies and just wants to get the best, but doesn't go backpacking or do any other activity where weight or protection against the elements matters. I'm pretty sure there are other jackets out there that offer the same comfort in a potentially more durable package. For ultralight hiking though, I think Cumulus is definitely a company worth checking out, and the Incredilite Performance is a great example of what they have on offer. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.